Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Classic Engineering. This is their part number 30180. This is a 1.5" multi-spur bit is what this is. Multi-spur bits. High-speed steel. A multi-spur bit features these outside cutters which serve to score, but then you've got the flat cutter here, which is what evacuates the material out. Generally, multi-spur bits have a very sharp, accurate point on them so that you can very accurately place the bit exactly where you want it. Some even feature a self-threading component, and I believe that this does as well. Actually, I'm quite convinced of it, so that it will draw the bit into the work as you're using it. Now, admittedly, I'm not a fan of multi-spur bits. I don't trust them. I think that a multi-spur bit will very occasionally rupture and tear the wood out, especially with an open cell wood like an open grain wood like Luan or oak. I don't trust them at all. I would rather, and I do always, and have always preferred just inexpensive hole saws because the teeth are small. They can't rip very much. Something like this can grab hole, and I've seen it done on a Luan door, and it just splits the face of the door open. Now, they do make a carbide version of this, which I would absolutely suggest, even though it's noticeably more expensive by a factor of 2 at least. However, if you're doing volume on the work using this bit, if you're drilling a lot of holes, there's obviously no comparison between high-speed steel and carbide tipped. The carbide version of this will have 2 cutters on the outside, then a long flat cutter opposed to those. So you get a nice ability to score the work as you're removing the material. Multi-spur bits with their aggressive teeth, the rake of them, I'm not a fan of. Even though I acknowledge I'm in the minority of those that feel that way about multi-spur bits. 1.5" diameter. You're going to use a bit like this on the Schlage B100 series, the B250 series. I understand that Quickset's gate lock will take 1.5". The old Schlage B400 series, a lot of their old grip handles. It could be that their modern locks will go 1.5" or 2 1/8". I, of course, like removing less of the door than more of the door for the concept of it's less work in the sense of drilling less material, but more of the door is intact is the bottom line. That's what's more crucial. A kick in, an attempt to break the door in, less material removed the better. Overall length of this bit, they've got it at 7 3/4. Tape measure saying about 7 inch. It's a 1/2 inch shank. Shank length, overall shank length is about 6 1/8. That retainer clip that will go here so that when you are drilling in the edge of the tool, you know when to stop. Okay, you don't need to drill any further than that. There is a link below this video to a document called Technical Details, which is really nothing other than the one-page installation instructions from the entire kit, is what that is. And if you're familiar with the kit, then this is just a replacement bit. Back to the carbide version, I'm also a bigger fan of carbide because I find that after multiple sharpenings, high-speed steel just, while it will be sharp, doesn't maintain the integrity of the original process by which the unit was manufactured. Carbide tip tools seem to be as good the second and third time after they've been sharpened, even though not as good, depending on the caliber of who's doing the sharpening. But that's another reason I think carbide is superior. There are links below this video to the other multi-spur bits in both high-speed steel and carbide. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Classic Engineering products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. They are a company that makes a very high-quality lock bore installation tool. While I personally don't use them often, because I use a much less expensive setup where you do use a tape measure a lot more. I'll use a hole saw and I'll use a fly bit for the edge of the door. I've got a little aluminum corner plate that I can mark my back set. But a lot of people who do work, maintenance people, building engineers, locksmiths. They don't want to think about calculating the proper backset. They want to snap the tool in place, drill the holes, and they're done. And I get that, very much so. So, being in the minority of people who don't prefer that sort of tool, I would wholly recommend that you review their product line. And if you are in the market for a lock bore installation kit, I would put Classic Engineering at the top of my list of those companies to review. Any questions on the 30180 inch-and-a-half high-speed steel multi-spur bit or any other Classic Engineering product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.